الطاهرين المعصومين الله روحي وأرواح العالمين له الفداء. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا. قال الله الحكيم في محكم كتابه الكريم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الله ولي الذين آمنوا يخرجهم من الظلمات إلى النور والذين كفروا أولياؤهم الطاغوت يخرجونهم من النور إلى الظلمات أولئك أصحاب النار هم فيها خالدون. آمنا بالله. صدق الله العلي العظيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Dear mu'mineen and mu'minat, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our a'mal in this holy month of Ramadan, our fasting, and make it the fasting of the real sa'imeen, the status of those who are fasting with all their limbs and their heart, insha'Allah. The discussion is coming to an end. Tonight might be the last night of this month of Ramadan that I will be with you. So I want to summarize what we have discussed so far and inshallah come up with some sort of a strategy or a plan, inshallah, for all of us. We spoke of detachment from dunya, detachment from its temptations. And we spoke of a journey of purification for the sake of gaining nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is a goal that all of us should have in mind. This is the purpose, in fact, of this journey. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not create us in vain. He created us with a purpose. And there is nothing as beautiful of a purpose as being close to Him, as being in the realm of His mercy. The month of Ramadan is short-lived, in fact. It is almost like last night that we had the first night, and now we're already approaching the middle of the month. And before we know it, it's over. And before we know it, another month of Ramadan comes, and before we know it, it's over too. How can we make this long-lasting realm of mercy? It is the month of mercy. How can we make it long-lasting? How can we extend it to the rest of the year? How can we be the guests of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala throughout the year, not just in the month of Ramadan? Is it possible to start with? It is definitely possible. It is definitely possible that we can be with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the realm of His mercy with full support from Him. He is not only wali, but He is also wakil, and I'll explain. I recited this ayah from Surah Al-Baqarah, which often we recite after Ayatul Kursi. Ayatul Kursi, Allahu la ilaha illa huwa. Then after that, La ikraha fid deen. Then normally we recite this ayah, Allahu waliyyu alladhina amanu yukhrijuhum min al-dhulumati ila an-nur. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the guardian, is the friend, is the close companion of those who believe. He is the one who takes them out of the darkness and brings them into the light. He does that. This is one beautiful ayah. There is even more beautiful in terms of the guardianship from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the wakil. He is the wakil of not only wali of ladina amanu, and not only yatawalla salihin, the righteous ones, he takes care of their matters. Yatawalla, he is the one, tawalla bi nafsa, in other words. He is the one who will take care himself of their matter, the righteous ones. But even beyond that, he is ni'mal mawla wa ni'mal nasir. He is the wakil, in fact. Wakil is what? Wakil is the one who is like the lawyer. Someone who is your agent. He will act on your behalf. He takes care of your matter and he will act on your behalf. He is your lawyer. He is your agent. He will take care of your matters. But who is doing that? Imagine, just think about it for a second. Imagine you find a lawyer who has so much connections with the judge and the system and the government that whatever he says goes. If you find a lawyer that he has such a say with the judge and everyone else that whatever he says they will take into consideration, in fact they will accept it. What if your lawyer is the judge himself? What if your lawyer, you have a big case, a case of murder, they accuse you of it, and you're in a state that they have the capital punishment. It's very serious. And the lawyer that you find is the judge himself. How would you feel then? Wouldn't you have the most relieving moment? You will feel so much relief that that's it. My lawyer is the judge. He is defending me and he is going to judge. He is going to make the decision. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the wakil. He is the one who will take care of our matter and he is the one who makes the decisions. Now that all in the realm of who? Ladina amanu. Salihin, the righteous ones. He does that. I want us tonight to look at how fruitful and beneficial and important it is to attain those statuses versus, God forbid, not achieving them and letting go of those statuses and being, wal-ayadu billah, amongst the kafirin, those who did not appreciate the ni'mah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَالَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا أَوْلِيَاؤُهُمُ الطَّاغُوتُ. If we do not, see, there's no third option. Allah وَلِيُّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا يُخْرِجُهُم مِّنَ الظُّلُمَاتِ إِلَى النُّورِ. He is taking care of them. He will bring them out of the darkness into the light. He will take care of their matters. He will defend them. He will judge them ultimately. What happens to the other groups? There's only another group. There's no third group here. وَالَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا أَوْلِيَاؤُهُمُ الطَّاغُوتُ. God forbid if we don't, then we are left to taghut, to tyrants, to oppressors, to shaitan and his deception. يُخْرِجُونَهُم. All of these put together, they bring us out of the light into the darkness. وَالْعَيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ. We cannot afford that. What I'm trying to say tonight is this journey of purification, my brothers and sisters, is not optional. It is not something that we can say, okay, it's good to do that, but I don't have to do that. No, that's not how it works. It is a must, because I would either be ladina amanu or ladina kafaru. Either Allah waliyul ladina amanu or وَالَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا أَوْلِيَاؤُهُمُ الطَّاغُوتُ. I have to choose which party I'm in. And that would be dependent on my actions. My decisions and my actions. God is not oppressive. He will not force anybody. La ikraha fi din. Part of it is this meaning. He would not force anybody to become a believer, neither will he force anybody to become a non-believer. Yes, when you go towards him, he will take your hand. When you go towards him, he will hold your hand. He is your wali. Allahu waliyul ladina amanu. He is the wakil, ni'mal mawla wa ni'mal nasir. وَهُوَ يَتَوَلَّى الصَّالِحِينَ. All of these beautiful things he is. He will take care of our matters if we take a step towards him. God forbid we take the wrong step. إِمَّا شَاكِرًا وَإِمَّا كَفُورًا إِنَّا هَدَيْنَاهُ السَّبِيلَ إِمَّا شَاكِرًا وَإِمَّا كَفُورًا. Either we're grateful to him, his blessings, his guidance, and we go towards him, or we're ungrateful and God forbid we go towards Taghut. Then they will take you out of the light into the darkness. And he does not change the circumstances of any people unless they change their anfus. This ayah of changing the circumstances by him has come in both good and bad. He will not take anyone from a bad situation into a good situation unless they change themselves. This is tazkiyatun nafs, my brothers and sisters. And he will not take anyone from a pure, beautiful situation into an evil situation unless they do it to themselves. They allow the taghut. We are the ones. You can go on the day of judgment and say, Shaitan deceived me. He would say, I did not force you. Shaitan would tell you, I did not force you. وَعَدْتُكُمْ فَأَخْلَفْتُكُمْ. He says in the Quran, I promised you and I betrayed you. I was a liar with my promise, and God promised you and he is the truthful. You chose. In another ayah he says, إِنِّي أَخَافُ اللَّهَ رَبَّ الْعَالَمِينَ. I fear God. You know, he does actually. Believe it or not. Because he knows how powerful God is. Unfortunately, some of us, we don't realize that. One of the biggest sins, in fact, is al-amnu min makrillah. To not realize that God has the power to punish me immediately. To have the audacity to commit the sin with defiance. There is a difference between one slipping out of temptation into a sin and they immediately feel regret and remorse and return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and one who does it defiantly. It's like, I don't care. I know it's haram. Even if it's the smallest sin, it becomes amongst the kaba'ir, a great sin. That itself is one of the greatest sins. Al-amnu min makrillah. Therefore, my brothers and sisters, what is at stake is not something to be taken lightly. It is ourselves, our anfus. And it is either being with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and having him take care of our matters, or letting our matters go into the hand of the deceptive shaitan and his army from jinn and ins, from people and jinn. This is what we decide. We either choose tazkiyah or we choose no tazkiyah. It is up to us. That is one thing I wanted to warn. Last night and the night before I spoke of a kalima, the word. Kalimatin tayyibah or kalimatin khabitha. A good word or a bad word. Tonight I want to share with you a remedy. And then I will come to the conclusion, inshallah. So three things. The discussion tonight, basically to summarize it. One is the significance of this journey. Either we take steps and make an effort to purify and do tazkiyat al-nafs, we are with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We don't, we're leaving ourselves to taghut. That's one. Then a reminder about the kalima, which is so significant. Most people end up in hellfire because of their words. إِلَّا حَصَائِدُ أَلْسِنَتِهِمْ. Therefore, what is the best remedy for that? When Adam, ala nabina wa alihi wa alayhi salam, he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how do I miss Jannah. I want to go back there. I want to go back to that realm of mercy. How do I get there? He was given the same remedy I'm going to share with you now. The remedy was as-samt. Speak less. Or don't speak. Get yourself used to not speaking unless necessary. In the beginning of the month, I shared with you Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi afdal salawat wa tahiyyat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. In the month of Ramadan, he would be either be doing istighfar, tasbih, Quran, dua, wouldn't be speaking unless absolutely necessary. Therefore, if you want to make it to the realm of mercy, speak less. Listen more. Speak less. The more we speak, the more we're risking saying something that makes me in the hands of shaitan and his army, shayateen. The less we speak, the safer we are. Kam guy o gozide guy chundur. When you want to say, choose your words. Be very careful. Say less and choose your words. As I said, the month of Ramadan is a good exercise. We don't have the fasting of speech. In Islam, we don't have it. In previous nations, they had it. Zakaria ala nabina wa alayhi salam. And also Maryam salamullah alayha. They had the fasting of not talking. In Islam, we don't have that. But we have samt, which is recommended. In the month of Ramadan, it is more difficult to speak. Do you agree with me? Especially towards the end of the day, the tongue becomes heavier to roll. It needs lubrication. That's the reality of it. It's a great opportunity. Utilize it. Use this opportunity to practice samt. Speak less. You want qurb ilallah. As I said, you want to be in the gathering. That gathering that is being the guests of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The King has invited us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has invited us. In that gathering, what you say would determine whether you're welcome there or you're not welcome. You say tayyibah, you're welcome. You say wal-'ayadu billah khabitha, you're not welcome. So what is the safest thing? Don't say anything. Don't say anything, you're welcome. You say beauty, you're more welcome. But God forbid you say evil, then you're out of that realm. That is regarding the speech and kalima. My brothers and sisters, the reason why I say kalima, we stay away from muharramat, it is easy. Don't eat haram meat. I would say relatively easy, yes? Maybe nowadays not that easy. People get tempted. In any case, when you know something is haram, you won't eat it. Alcohol is haram, you won't drink it. Certain things are haram, fornication, killing, stealing, you won't do it. Haram speech is easy. That is why most people who end up in hellfire end up because of their speech. It's easier. We don't, some of our teachers used to say, you need to have a meter on your tongue, contour. Your tongue needs a meter. For every word you say, you count it. How many words you spoke. And obviously positive and negative, yeah? The new meters, in fact, electric meters, they have, especially houses that have solar panel. Either you're consuming from the city, it's recording against you. You're giving to the city, it's recording for you. If you consume less and give more, you end up having a payment from the city rather than paying the city. Believe it or not, people have done that. Okay? If you speak against yourself, it's counted against you. Speak for yourself, counted for you. If you say nothing, no counting. Very simple. It's safe. Yes, of course, speaking truth in certain times is actually jihad in itself. كلمة حق عند سلطان جائر. In any case, the last thing I want to discuss, and very brief inshallah, yet I want you to bear with me. This is in fact the ultimate destination of this journey of purification that we want to reach inshallah. The ultimate destination is described in a hadith and in the dua of Imam Ali alayhi salam, known as Al-Munajat Al-Sha'baniyah. In the hadith describes the status of a mu'min. That mu'min that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes care of his matter. That mu'min that he is his agent. He is his lawyer, defense lawyer. He will support him. The status of that mu'min, according to the narration, inna arwah al-mu'mineen, the soul of a believer is so close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, closer than the rays of the sun to the sun. Closer than the rays, shu'a'u shamsi ila shams. Closer. In other words, there is almost nothing between them. Nothing. If you gain that status, تصبح مثلي or مثلي تقول للشيء كن فيكون. You can say كن فيكون. This is not something little. When we look at the character, and earlier we were speaking of the infallibility of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and any accusation, my brothers and sisters, any accusation against Rasulullah that makes you feel that he is less of a perfect person is a lie. He is someone that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose for the Holy Quran to speak to him. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly addresses him, طه ما أنزلنا عليك القرآن لتشقى ياسين والقرآن الحكيم إنك لمن المرسلين. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks to him so close and so intimate. This is something we can strive towards. We need to work towards and strive. Work hard to become close, not physically, spiritually so close that you can say kun fayakun. It can happen. And I have seen that in some of my mentors and teachers. They will tell you what's going to happen and they pray and it happens. But they don't ask in vain. They ask when it's important for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because their pleasure is the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You can get there. And this is the description of Imam Amirul Mu'mineen salawatullah wa salamu alayhi. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. In Al-Munajat Al-Sha'baniyah, he says, Ilahi habli kamal al-inqita'i ilayk. Kamal al-inqita', that I am completely turning to you. I don't turn to anyone else, and I don't turn to you on and off. Month of Ramadan, I get closer. After the month, I get further. I come back maybe on Friday, I go away. I come back another occasion. I'm not seasonal. Kamal al-inqita', constant, connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That it is not turning to anyone else. I don't have hope in anybody else. I only turn to Him, and I always turn to Him. إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. Always turn to Him. Only Him and always Him. This is Kamal al-Inqita'. This is something that we can achieve with dua, but with working hard. Making sure that after the month of Ramadan, I want to continue this spiritual journey. Then I can get كمال الانقطاع إليك وأنر أبصار قلوبنا بضياء نظرها إليك. Enlighten the vision of my heart with the light of looking at you. نظرها إليك, not physically. حتى تخرق, until that light penetrates the barriers of light itself. What are these barriers of light? Allahu A'lam. حتى تخرق أبصار القلوب حجب النور فتصل إلى معدن العظمة. It reaches the source of greatness, almost like the rays penetrating, those rays that are connected to the sun itself. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this holy month of Ramadan to help us get closer to Him and gain kamal al-inqita' to Him and only Him. We ask Him to help us purify in this holy month and maintain it after the month of Ramadan. We ask Him to make us amongst those who listen to what's said and follow what's best. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين.